Hey, welcome back, folks, to my advanced programming course using C++. We're going to continue writing binary files, okay, binary data. So a couple steps here that you need to take here. So I'm just going to simply write a number that's an integer data type. That's the first step. The second step is we're going to create a file variable, and we are going to pass in two flags, obviously from aside from the name, right? So we're going to pass in two flags. One is the append flag, and then the other one is the binary flag. So this indicates that we do want to write this file as a binary file, and anything that you write to it is going to have binary output. Great. So now we want to write data to it. Okay, so when we write data to it, the write function, okay, we're no longer, remember, we can't use the insertion operator because the insertion operator is going to format the data, and we don't want that. We want to write binary data. And the write function gets two parameters. One is a pointer to a char, okay, so a char pointer. And the second parameter is the number of bytes that you want to write. Now, you're probably wondering, well, why is it that it specifically asks for a char pointer? Okay. Well, there is a reason for that. First of all, remember, when we write binary data, we're writing bytes, okay? And the write function is not going to distinguish between what an integer is, what a float is, or any other data type in the buffer, because it's writing binary data. It doesn't care. It doesn't need to care, right? It's not like we're writing a text file where we kind of need to know if we're going to write an integer or a float. But because we're writing a binary file, the write function says, I don't care what you write because it's binary. It's all the same to me, right? Now, that was not a joke. I meant write, R-I-T anyway. So because it doesn't distinguish, okay, the first parameter is going to be the starting address of either the variable or the array that you want to write, right? In this case, we're going to write the number to write, which is a variable. And we have this little AND operator here, the address operator. So that's our starting address of where we're going to write. Now, again, we need to cast this to a char pointer because C++ does not support pointers to bytes. In other programming languages, you do have bytes as a data type, but in C++ you don't have that byte pointer data type. So what we do is, well, what the write function says, it says, okay, I don't support a byte data type, but you can specify that address to be a pointer to a char. Okay, and that's exactly what they have. If we hover over this here, you see that crap, I hate that stuff. Here we go. You see that the first parameter, okay, of the write function, const, is a pointer to a char. Okay, and it's going to be the address of, right? So what we do is any data type that you pass in, you're going to cast it as a char pointer. Okay, and I'll show you how to write an array as well. Okay, and then once you cast it to a char pointer, then we can also pass in the size of what we're going to write. So remember, we're looking at bytes here. We're writing in bytes. So if you're writing a integer, you're actually writing 4 bytes to the file. If you're writing a double, you're actually writing 8 bytes. So how do we determine that? Well, the second parameter says, hey, give me the stream size. How much are you going to write? So we use the size of operator, right? And that you pass in your variable that you want to write, and then that will take care of how much data you want to write to the file. Okay? So I'm actually going to go over the read in a second, but I'm going to run this real quick. So let's do that. Let's go over here. So you'll see here that this is exactly what I'm expecting, because if I write binary data, I should not be able to see it visually. Okay? This should not be readable to me because it's binary data. Perfect. So we were able to write the data in binary. Now, the second step to this is, okay, so we wrote the data in binary. What if I need to read it from a binary file? So easy, okay, easy. We kind of take the same logic, but what we're going to do is we're going to close the file on line 10. Okay, we close that file. And then we're going to reopen it and pass in the in flag, okay, indicating that, hey, we want to read data in. I'm gonna just write out a cout statement here on line 13 that says, hey, I'm reading from a binary file. And then instead of using obviously the write function, we're going to use a read function. Okay, and we need to use these functions. We can't use the extraction operators anymore because we're using binary format. And again, because there's no point, the C++ doesn't support pointers to bytes, the next best thing is to use a char. Okay, and they interpreted that. So if we hover over that, you'll see that the first parameter, okay, over here, is a char type pointer, right? And we're casting our variable that we're going to read into a char pointer. And then we're obviously passing in the size. Okay, so if it's an integer that we're writing or we're reading from, then you read it to an integer. But you're going to cast it to a character array. So it's essentially what we're doing is we're parsing the data manually. Okay, and we're telling it, hey, this is the data that we want, and this is the variable that we want. But because you don't support the byte pointer to a byte, we have to use a char data type pointer. Okay, and by doing that, then it's going to extract the data in the number of bytes, and then it will get parsed into the variable called number to read, and then we can write it out. So now I can delete this. So let's do this again. And you probably already see it on the console. So if we do that again, you'll see that reading from a binary file, number read 1, 2, 3, 4. That's exactly what we wrote to our file. Okay, so we wrote to a file and then we read this thing back from the file. Okay, so that's essentially the fundamentals of reading and writing to a binary file. All right. Now, the same concept will occur if we're writing an array. Okay, if you want to write an array, you can do the same thing, and nothing much is going to change. But I will give you an example on the next lecture. I will give you an example on how to do this on an array. Okay, so we'll go into that on the next video. Hope to see you there.